All right, for week three, great job on your Google tools. I'm working on grading those and getting feedback back to you. But for week three, it's going to be about storytelling tools. And so it's going to be kind of, again, a self-paced thing here, where what I'll need you to do, there's an example of a great story, and the reason that digital storytelling is actually pretty powerful. You can watch that. It might not actually make you cry, but it's kind of fun to say so. A good little warning there. And then there's some things I want you to read about podcasting, digital content, kind of again going with our digital content theme a little bit. Then there's a bunch of links. Again, this is all the reading part to help you do the assignment. In terms of how do we use digital storytelling in the classroom, you can think of it from one perspective in terms of the teacher telling the story, but really I like to think about it, how can we use these tools to help students create the story? What kind of presentation could this be used for? What kind of culminating project could this be used? I think that students love obviously talking about themselves, but also love telling their own stories. And there's been some pretty great ideas that people have had about how we can get, if these tools were able to be in the hands of students, how we could do this. So there's a link here on the storytelling tools. You can use other tools if you want as well. Like I don't think Powtoon is on here. I'll put another link to that. There's some great tools here. I really like Storybird myself personally. Down here, or Story Jumper. Great little tools here. You can, oh yeah, Storybird, yeah. So you can use any of them. Most of them are free. And then you can just get a link to that. Remember that when you want to post a link, if it doesn't let you, obviously you can't hand these out, just take a Word document and copy and paste the link onto the Word document and upload that. Glogster, you can use Glogster. There's also one I like to use called PictoCharts. I can make infographics. You can use those, but I kind of prefer, let's go more with the video-based tools. If you want to even use Zaption, which is again what I demonstrated in that very first week with the Sagatamitra, Zaption.com with a Z, and it's a completely free tool. You just take a YouTube video from somewhere else, and this can count as your story as well. Take a YouTube video from somewhere else and then put questions throughout, thinking about how you could use it for kids, but also then if kids were able to like make their own little story and then ask questions throughout to make it more of an engaging thing. So that's your assignment this week, as well as chapters 3 and 4 of Decoding Learning. What I'd like you to do for Decoding Learning, obviously you can't just take chapters 3 and 4, so just do the annotations again and upload. It'd basically be chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's fine. I'll be able to tell how far it is. For the forum this week, it's talking about when could you have used a story. Like obviously if you're in elementary, it's going to be pretty easy because you use stories all the time. But think about it in terms in high school. You know, when have stories been used to make something more real? History teachers, I'm sure, can find something. Math teachers can think of a way as of maybe telling about like Archimedes to kind of make the math more meaningful. English teachers can talk about how maybe they talked about, you know, using, or science too, right? Like flowers for Algernon, right? And using that story to connect with a topic and make it more meaningful for students. And then again, if that's a way, that's a printed book that we've read, or a movie even, and then thinking about how we can take that to the classroom with kids, and maybe they can make their own, you know, mini story to talk about a topic. Maybe it's cloning, maybe it's, you know, anything that could be controversial. Let kids tell a story about it to make it more real for them.